Breastfeeding, that's what we are talking this morning with Dr. Adidja AMANI. Doctor, can we start by you telling us what breastfeeding means?
The milk from the breast. As simple as that.
Okay. Giving the baby breast milk.
Exactly.
That is breast feeding. Oh, please do not call the cell phone number. Send us text messages. Please, you can see you're disturbing the program, and I count on your goodwill. I'm so sorry about that interruption there. Probably we'll put off the phone and will not be able to receive your SMSs if you want to call us directly. We're sorry about that. Yes, Doctor, can you tell us or give us some facts and figures about the practice of breastfeeding in our country? I know that we usually don't have data.
No, for breastfeeding we have data because childhood is a priority for the government. So during the DHS Demographic Health Survey and during MEX Multiple Indicator Cluster Survey, that's an indicator that we follow.
That's our Bible.
Exactly, the DHS. So according to the DHS Demographic Health Survey and MEX study of 2011, only 20% of women in Cameroon breastfeed. That means that out of 10 women, only 2 breastfeed. That's very, very low.
When you say breastfeed, do you mean breastfeed at all, or breastfeed exclusively, or breastfeed for 1 year?
That's a great question. Yes, breastfeed exclusively for 6 months, because that's the gold standard. That's what is recommended by WHO, UNICEF, and many studies have shown that breastfeeding exclusively for 6 months have so many advantages. And I hope that during the course of the program, we are going to talk about
the benefits of breastfeeding.
Exactly.
Well, we know that breastfeeding is a natural process. It's something that is natural. But if I can go by your statistics, it is not coming natural. It means women are not practicing it. What is the problem?
That's a great question again. There are many, many barriers why women don't breastfeed. I actually carried out a study in the eastern region of Cameroon in 4 health districts, particularly Batori, Ndelele, Kete, and Betwa. And the main factors for not exclusively breastfeeding are first, cultural and social beliefs.
What are some of these sociocultural beliefs?
In the eastern region, they believe that the first milk, colostrum, that's yellowish, is not good. It has to be thrown away. And they believe that it's yellow because it stays for long in the breast, and that's the
probably having some infection or whatever.
Exactly. And they throw that, which is a big mistake, because it's the best milk that the baby can have and should have.
So here ignorance is to blame.
Exactly. The other factor that we notice among social cultural factors is among the Bororo tribe, because in they have Bororo in the eastern region. They believe that cow milk is better than
human milk.
Exactly. So they'll prefer to give the milk from their cow to their kids and not give human milk.
And does that account for the fact that our children are so heady these days because they take Nama milk? Milk from cow.
Well, I don't know if there was a study about that, so I can't tell, but this is what we notice.
Okay.
Other barriers is that women believe that they don't have enough milk. So they have this perceived belief of insufficient milk production.
So how can you quantify enough milk?
They said
some women have big busts and others have little busts. I mean, does that affect the production of milk?
The size of the breast do not matter at all. At all. There are women with small breasts, but who produce almost 1 liter of milk per day. So the size has nothing to do with that. But they said, okay, when they breastfeed the kids, and then just 2 minutes, 5 minutes after, he starts crying again.
So that means the baby is not satisfied.
Exactly. So that's why they'll start introducing complementary food. And in the eastern region, you'll be surprised. I've learned something. They gave cassava porridge and some kind of vegetables. The same vegetables that we use to cook arrow or cook.
Okay.
They call that kako in the eastern region. And they say that you need to give that to the baby because it will make the baby be strong.
How do they give okok to a newborn?
That's what we noticed, because they think that it will make the baby strong. And because they think that they are malnourished, so they need to give complementary food early to make the baby strong, for the baby to grow. So that's what...
Those are some of the barriers.
Yes.
What's the role of the husband? Did you find out? If the husband is a barrier... Maybe not in the East.
In the Eastern region, again, there's this belief that when you have sexual intercourse while you breastfeed, that will make the milk go bad. So you can't breastfeed anymore.
Because you've had
sexual intercourse. And so it's difficult for a couple to stay for 6 months without having sexual intercourse. So sometimes, as soon as it happens, they just
abandon.
Exactly.
Sometimes you may be forced to travel. You have a burial somewhere in the village, and then you have to not breastfeed the baby for 2-3 days. When you come back, what do? You resume breastfeeding the baby.
Exactly. You should, as soon as possible. And that's one of the barriers that we also notice, that the health workers themselves, they are not always aware of how to raise awareness, how to advise the woman to continue to breastfeed, even if she travels, even if she works.
I'll keep you on hold there for a while. Let's take our first caller on the program. Hello, welcome to join us. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Yes, this is Evaristus.
Yeah, thank you, Shea Evaristus, for calling.
Yes, I'm calling all the way from Oku.
Okay, I hope Oku is well this morning. Can you tell us what's...
Yes, this is my question.
Please, can you be brief?
Yeah, you see, sometimes you see a mother give birth to the child and die. Now, is there any problem for another mother to take care of this child by breastfeeding the child? Is the milk of a different mother a danger to the child? Good morning.
Good morning, Shea, and thank you for that pertinent question, Doctor.
Good morning, Shea, and thank you for this great question. Actually, it is recommended that when the mother died or she's not available to breastfeed, her mother or somebody else in the village, in the society who is willing, can put the child to...
You mentioned the mother. Even if the mother didn't go through this process, will the breast secrete milk?
Yes.
When the mother was not pregnant and has not delivered?
Which mother?
I mean, if I die, because you said the mother can take over the breastfeeding. If I die in the course of delivery or something, as it's happening in our society, and my mother is alive and wants to breastfeed that baby, will her breast secrete milk?
Yes, it will. The only thing that the baby needs to do is sucking.
Okay.
The fact, and I mean, there's a funny story even about that. There was a husband who was doing that every night, and her wife breast, she was not pregnant, anything, but
the milk started coming.
Just the fact that of sucking will trigger a process that will lead to the production of breast milk, and this is a practice that is really encouraged to.
That a practice that I encourage. You guys are
encouraging. But first, we have to make sure that the mother who breastfeed is not ill. Make some background check, HIV, hepatitis, all kind of this kind of.
Some women really secrete breast or produce a lot of breast milk. Can they donate milk to a child like that, an orphan who lost the mother, and I am a breastfeeding mother, I produce plenty of it? Can I,
of course,
express it and donate it to that kind of a baby?
Of course, this is
recommended.
It is recommended by the professional body in charge of this. However, in Cameroon, it's not yet a practice that have taken place. But when you go to the US, for example, they have places that they call lactarium, or they have breast milk bank.
Okay.
Well, as you have blood bank here, so you can, women who have a lot of breast milk can just go and donate, and it will be stored in a freezer, because the breast milk can stay even up to 6 months in a freezer, depending on the strength.
Good idea to replicate in Cameroon. SOS Doctor coming your way from the national station of the CRTV. There is this phenomenon, children developing teeth and starts biting the nipple, and that makes some women to wean their babies even before they get to the age that is recommended for weaning the baby. So what's your take on that?
Okay, what's the meaning of weaning? Because here we are talking first about 0 to 6 months. That's where exclusive breastfeeding is recommended. And after 6 months, it's recommended for the mother to start introducing complementary food.
Yeah, but the WHO still recommends that you continue the breast milk even after
Exactly.
6 months.
But it's not exclusively now.
It's not exclusively.
Yes, up to 2 years actually.
2 years. And then after that 6 months now, by 8 months, the child is developing the first teeth and starts, exercising them on the nipple. So should a woman wean the baby at that time?
No, she needs to educate the child.
How can you educate a child who does not even understand what you say?
And if he really always bite, she can hand express the milk and give it to him in a cup, and he can drink if it's really bad.
I think that's very practical. And another issue that really prevents women from breastfeeding as they should is leaking. Sometimes the milk will just let down. You're in the office and your dress is all wet and stuff like that. It's very embarrassing. How do you handle that? It's
very embarrassing because if that happened, this means that you are engorged, that you didn't breastfeed as you should. And one thing that mom should...
I may breastfeed at home and I have a working day of 8 hours. I'm in the office and the breast.
They are encouraged to work with bottles so that they have to hand express their milk every 2 to 3 hours.
It's easier in the Western world because you have breast pumps. Here, it's not.
I'm talking about hand expression. I'm not talking about electric pump expression. So with the hand, it's even smoother, it's easier, and you don't need... even if NAO is out of power, you can still do it because you don't need electric pump. And we can, discuss about or talk about, advise women how to do that. It's simple, it's doable, and I think there's no reason not to do it and to find yourself with the breast leaking. Well, in a short while, we shall be giving way to the 7 o'clock news. When we come back, we shall be talking about the benefits of breastfeeding. Don't go away.
Sabroso.
Welcome to the second half of SOS Doctor. This morning we are looking at breastfeeding, and our resource person is Dr. Adidja AMANI, who is who heads the Child Health Service at the Ministry of Public Health, and who is an infant and young child feeding specialist. Our numbers, if you want to participate in the program, the numbers are 222-202024 or 222-214035. 222-202024, 222-214035 for direct calls, and for SMSs 696-804148. And let's take a caller. Begin the second half with a call. Hello.
Yes, good morning. Alice Sambe Tata.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Dogo Elvis.
Nice to hear from you.
Yeah, I wish to ask the doctor whether there is any harm in breastfeeding a child for more than the required month, because in some communities, some children, take breast milk. Even when they are walking, they can still walk, play, come back, and then still take breast from their parents. I wish to know whether there is a danger in it. And also to ask whether it is true that when you don't breastfeed the child, because some young girls say that when you breastfeed the child, will cause the breast to fall. Whether if you breastfeed or you don't breastfeed, the breast will not fall. I wish to know that because that is what is happening even among the young girls.
Okay.
I believe that, yes.
Thank you. I think the doctor has gotten your point. We are sorry for the poor quality of that sound there, but at least the message went through. The first one, is there any harm or any time that you should stop breastfeeding?
Thank you, Mr. Elvis, for the question. Actually, you have to exclusive breastfeed till 6 months. But after that, if you are sure that you introduce adequate complementary food, if the child is going to school and still want to come back and want to breastfeed, there's no problem. But
provided you will not bite the nipple.
Well, yes, I will suppose that the mother. That he or she doesn't do that. That's why the mother keeps doing it. There's no harm, there's no danger, but you have to make sure that the child gets adequate complementary foods because at that age, at more than 2 years, baby have other needs that the breast milk cannot fill.
Okay.
And the baby, the child is growing, and because he's growing, he have certain particular type of food nutrients that he needs that the breast milk do not provide. So you have to make sure that the child have the adequate food, complementary food for his age. And now if he wants to play with the breast, why not?
We have a second question. Some women don't breastfeed because they don't want their breast to be flabby.
Yes, this is one of the barriers that we found actually, particularly among younger or adolescent mothers who think that breastfeeding will make their breast flaccid or flat. But this is not true at all. This is not true. There are many flabby
someday.
Exactly. There are many women. Exactly. Okay, at least you know that better. So I don't need to. There are many women who never deliver, who never get even pregnant, who never breastfeed, but at a certain age.
Look downwards.
Exactly.
This one,
the gravity will take.
I don't know where it's coming from. Say, doctor, there are babies who don't get satisfied with breast milk. They keep on crying, asking for more, and the milk really flows. What do you do? The baby doesn't get satisfied with breast milk.
Yes.
And they keep on crying. If it is before 6 months that you have to exclusively breastfeed, what's your advice?
Okay, the mother have to make sure that all the conditions are filled. We notice this condition particularly when the baby is not well latched. That's position. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the position is very important, and we notice that the majority of the women do not know how to position the baby adequately to feed the baby. And when this happens, the baby will try to suck.
Tips, we shall get to that to give us tips.
He'll spend more energy trying to suck, and you think that he's having. He's getting fed, but he's not
getting enough milk.
And he's frustrated and he starts crying.
Okay, this one. Good morning, Alice. Doctor, please, can two women breastfeed a child interchangeably? For example, in a case where the actual mother has long hours of work and there is another breastfeeding mother available and the baby is crying, can that mother breastfeed?
That would be an innovative way of breastfeeding. Actually, what we recommend in IYCF is, as we Alice mentioned before, the fact that women will go with engorged breasts. So to pump, to hand express the milk, even if she's at work. So she needs to work with a bottle where after 2-3 hours she isolates herself and hand express the milk.
Another question.
And let me finish. And let me finish. So when she hand express the milk, even if there is not a fridge, the milk can stay in a very good condition for 8 hours without any.
Hello. Well, we are very sorry for keeping you waiting. Doctor, we wanted to talk about the benefits, but before we get to the benefits, let's look at some of the constraints. Some women will want to stop breastfeeding their babies because they can't give up alcohol. They're conscious that alcohol will affect their baby. But they can't give up alcohol, so they rather stop breastfeeding the babies earlier. What do you think about that?
This is a personal choice at the end. However, she needs to put in balance. A woman who chose to do that needs to put in balance the benefits of breast milk compared to her pleasure, like keep getting alcohol. And maybe if she's aware, if she knows all the danger that the baby or all the harm she's doing to the baby if he's not breastfed as he or she should, maybe she will change her mind. I believe that these women maybe didn't get adequate counseling to really understand the benefits of breast milk on the child development.
What about medication? Sometimes you take some medications and they tell you that, okay, you can't breastfeed your child. How do you handle that? You are sick, you need this medication, and you are breastfeeding. How do you handle that?
Okay, you're right. There are certain medications that are contraindicated when you are breastfeeding. And Mr. I don't know, it's Elvis or the first caller who mentioned about having a stepmother or somebody else breastfeeding. That's an alternative that's possible in our milieu.
Okay, tell us some of the benefits of breast milk.
The benefits of optimum breastfeeding are not just for infants and mother, but for the larger community and society as well. So I can here identify 10 benefits. The first is that breast milk contains digestive enzyme. So that will help the baby digestive system to be mature, to eliminate and everything, which the formula feeding
cannot do
not have.
If I understand you correctly, you are telling us that when a child is taking breast milk, the child should not be constipated.
Having the digestive system is not...
because the child here is exclusively on breastfeeding. Therefore, if the child is constipated, because
it doesn't make sense if the child is constipated.
Okay, yes. So if you are exclusively on breast milk, you can't constipate.
Exactly. And the breast milk will even facilitate the expulsion of the first dark stool that we call meconium in medicine. Okay. So, yes, it's facilitated digestion, which infant feeding formula do not have.
I think a stupid question should I ask here. Has there ever been a situation where a human milk is contaminated, that you find contaminants in human milk?
What do you mean by contaminants?
I mean, you can have, sometimes there's a bacteria in it. Sometimes there is something that contaminates it.
No, bacteria, no. Because this reminds me, yes, exactly, because you have women with mastitis, like, or sometimes abscess of the breast, and
some women have cancer, and they're breastfeeding the child. But
cancer is not bacteria.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
The thing is that even
okay, but let me ask the question another way.
Yes.
Is there a certain case which makes breast milk unhealthy for the baby? Which, I mean, it's not good for the baby to consume.
Okay. One thing that I have to say is that the breast milk reflects what the intake from the mother. Like you were talking about alcohol earlier. There's things like caffeine. Like if you drink too much coffee while you breastfeed, of course the baby will start crying. I don't understand what's going on. So when you understand that everything that you consume will be reflected or
will be received by the baby.
Exactly.
Through the breasts.
You have to make your choice.
Okay. All right. So you are talking about the benefits, and you've told us about one, that it helps digestion.
And the second is that it is free, it's readily available at the right temperature, safe for consumption. So it's not like formula feeding, or you need to sterilize a sterilizer, you need to boil the water, you need to spend sometimes scarce resources to buy a bottle of a can of milk. Is there, is free, and it has all the enzyme, all the antibodies, and that's why it's even called the first vaccine.
Okay.
The first vaccine for the kids, because it has all of that. Initiating breastfeeding within an hour that follow the delivery will help to contract the uterus. So as soon as the woman delivers, if she puts, and that's what is even recommended, to put the baby within the first hour of delivery, it will help contract the uterus and expel the placenta. That will make the woman not to bleed in the delivery room. In the case of a cesarean section, a woman is cut open, probably unconscious, still under anesthesia. I mean, what happens? Will the doctor or the midwife place the baby on the breast even with the anesthesia in the baby? That's one possibility. And the other possibility is that to hand press the milk. The mother is lying, and the health workers, because they know how to do it, will massage the breast.
This is a woman who has just delivered, and breast milk flows only when the baby starts pulling the breast. So how can you express milk from that kind of a breast?
It's possible.
Okay.
It can happen.
All right. Tell us more benefits about of breast milk.
Okay, a recent study have shown that has demonstrated that children who are breastfed for more than 6 months have a lower risk of mental health. We are talking about kids being strong-headed. Exactly. So that's one of the other benefits. Breastfeeding lower infant risk of chronic condition later in life compared with formula feeding infants.
When you say chronic conditions,
asthma, obesity, asthma, for example.
So those of us who have asthma didn't have enough breast milk?
That's not the only factor, but breast milk, breastfeeding the child will serve as a protecting factor against this disease. It doesn't mean that it will prevent you 100%, but it will contribute to. Breastfeeding promotes sensory and cognitive development and protects infant against infectious and chronic diseases. So, because in the breast milk you have important fatty acids, which are very important for the development of the brain.
I'll keep you on hold for a while. Hi, doctor. Breast milk contains HIV. If breast milk contains HIV virus, I think, do you still insist on exclusively breastfeeding the child? Can the child get the infection through the mother by taking the breast milk? Especially if there are wounds on the nipple.
Okay. It is true that breast milk is a route, is a way of mother-to-child transmission of HIV/AIDS, and it's almost 14% when nothing is done. However, science have found a way to counteract that in a way that exclusive breastfeeding is still possible for HIV/AIDS positive mothers.
Without exposing the baby to risk?
Without exposing. For example, when you are watching the news, Cuba has recently eliminated mother-to-child transmission of HIV/AIDS. So it's possible while keep breastfeeding. The first thing is that Cameroon, since July 2013, the Ministry of Health have adopted option B+ treatment. Option B+ is a highly active antiretroviral treatment that is given to women as soon as they are diagnosed of HIV/AIDS, and they have to take this pill every evening. And study has shown that just the fact of taking this drug every evening, because it's not anymore like 10 pills that you have to take a day, it's just one pill in the evening that you have to take, has significantly, and in some cases almost
eliminated
the transmission. The other option is that the HIV is a virus, so it is eliminated, it is killed with